The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the July 15th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it off to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, and you should be, then any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we've got a bit of a mixed bag out there. The mix is really coming from the NASDAQ that's trading the upside 94 points. The semis are up 98 points, so it's really coming from those two sectors. NVIDIA, I think, being the big mover today. You've got the Dow off 253, the S&P is down 2, NASDAQ 100 up 96, Russell's off 17, Tranny's down 74, semis up 102, gold's off $5, silver's down 51 cents, light sweet crude off 33 pennies out there. We've got the Great British Pound up on our screen. Why? Because it formed a TD9 count bottom pattern yesterday. It completes that pattern today. In fact, it looks like it's going to go ahead and complete that pattern at 12 noon, between 11:30 and 12 noon. We can see bar number 8 has formed. Bar number 9 will go ahead and confirm or complete. We'll go ahead and confirm the TD9 count bottom pattern. I'll get it out. Don't worry about it. At 11:30, and then at 12 noon, the pattern will complete. What should, at a minimum, happen is price should rally up towards $1.34. However, because we have a daily TD9 count bottom pattern, and a 30-minute showing that we're getting close to a bottom pattern there, what we might really see is a push up towards the 135.37 level or 135.92 area. We should see the Great British Pound rally. Now, the Great British Pound is the third weighted currency. Let me think about that. Be the euro, the yen, and then the pound. So it'll be the third weighted currency. So if this is going to bottom here, that's going to put a little bit of weakness into the U.S. dollar as the Great British Pound rallies. Now, if we take a look at, you'll see here in the currencies section, we were taking a look at the Great British Pound, but if we look at the Japanese yen, so here we had, with the pound, we had a TD9 count bottom. With Japanese yen, we're going to have a TD9 count top. So bar number 9 is going to form today. This pattern will complete tomorrow. That suggests that it's getting ready for a little bit of a U-turn, that it will at least pull price back towards its oscillator and change line at 146. If, in fact, the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen is moving lower on this screen here, that would suggest that the yen is getting stronger, the dollar would be getting weaker. So it does look like we're getting ready for a little bit of dollar weakness out there. We take a look at the yen and the pound. Now, on a 30-minute time frame, we have a completed TD9 count top. So with regard, so those of you that trade currencies, the trade setup is ideal right now. Take a short trade on this currency pair. Why? Because if the 30-minute TD9 count bottom or topping pattern fails, you're going to see that take place within the 30-minute bar, and you can jettison the position. To close above 148.89 would accomplish that task out there. But otherwise, you should see the yen pull back back towards the 148.37 level. And if we get below the oscillator and change line on the 30-minute time frame chart, you can see we've got breakout support at 147.63, and we come back to the daily that's got 146.43. I also see that Bitcoin out here looks like it's forming. Now, this is the July contract. We can put up the August contract as well. But if you take a look at the July contract, you had bar number 8 form yesterday. Bar number 9 will likely form today because it just simply needs a close above 112.245. We're at 116 right now. Doesn't matter whether we get the TD9 count top. At this moment in time, we've got a bearish engulfing candle on the daily time frame. That confirms a Rhodes momentum indicator top. What should unfold is Bitcoin for the July contract. We'll put up the August. So July contract trying to form a new profile below price, which is a bullish signal. That would suggest that Bitcoin would find support between 112.461 and 114.523. Now, the weekly time frame has got an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside out there. Let's just see what we've got for August. BTC 08 20 29 25. Just want to see what pops up here if we got that same daily pattern out here, and we do. So you can see if you got take a look at the August contract, you've got that same pattern. Now the numbers will be slightly different. 114.747 is likely downside target. So the interesting thing here, the way I would interpret these charts is that the daily is saying I'm going to have a short-term top, I'm going to have a short-term pullback. It's probably a 2 to 4 day pullback out there, more likely the 2-day pullback, and then it resumes higher with that A to B equals CD pattern that you've got for the weekly time frame. Any other signals out here? You've got Adobe looks like this is going to put in a TD9 count bottom pattern today. So let's take a look at it and what it is suggesting to us on the intraday chart. Well, the intraday put in a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. So you've got bar number 9 that's going to complete today as long as price closes below the close of bar number 5, and that's at 373.38. The monthly time frame chart has a Gartley buy pattern that formed the month of May with that Three River Morningstar pattern. Now that Gartley buy pattern is under attack in essence, but we do have a new profile support out here. So that profile support is at the 354.60 level out there. So let's see, the weekly chart not really helping us. What do you do here? What do you do here? If you're looking to take a trade into Adobe, I'd say now is the time. Now, the issue with regard to Adobe, now that we look at the daily time frame chart, is it is also attempting to form a new profile. Now, we'll know till tomorrow if this profile takes hold. But right now, this new profile is above price, and that's a bearish message. And that says that what would take place or should take place is Adobe should rally up towards the bottom of that profile, 373.39. It's also where that oscillator and change line is. Should do that, and then we just have to watch to see what price does as that unfolds. If price turns down from there, then we're going to go attack that monthly Gartley buy pattern. Don't see any other, at least daily signals out here. So let's say we got a few seconds here. Let's go take a look at the New York Stock Exchange, the advanced decline oscillator, which is now below the zero threshold level. Now, one day below that does not mean that sellers have an edge out here. It's 2 consecutive closes below that zero threshold level, but we'll give them, they're starting to show, since we are trading below yesterday's low as well. It looks like we're going to go ahead and change a trend here just for a little bit, maybe just for a few days. Now, that spot VIX index is rising, but still below its 50-day exponential moving average. Things would not get rolling to the downside unless you saw a close above 1905. And I'm not talking about today for the VIX, because that would be a one-day rate of change well above plus 10%. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We got the daily equity future contracts up on our screen. ES Mini, which still has its TD9 count top. That would be negated with a close above 63.3325. Price remains below its oscillator and change lines. That is acting as resistance, but above profile resistance at 62.94. That's the level to watch. If we close below 62.94 out there, that would be suggesting at least a 2-day pullback. If we take a look at the daily NQ out here, we do not have any kind of a topping pattern. Let me open this up here. I do see a wave number 7. Let me see if that is a recycled ABCD. We do have so that we recycle that after its fourth wave out there. So there is a potential for a wave number 7 signal out there. That needs a lower high. The earliest that would come would be tomorrow afternoon. If we take a look at the Dow Equity Future contract, it's got a TD9 count top, but prices are finding support in its buy zone. The buy zone is between 43,975 and 44,376. Russell 2000, TD9 count, and Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Price trading back inside its profile and below its oscillator and change line. I would say in the Russell 2000, if we close below 2253 at day's end, we're likely in store for a 2 to 3 day retracement out there. Now, the Russell 2000 has a buy zone between 2162 and 2188. I'm not saying price is going to get back there, but that most certainly is its strong support area. Those are the daily equity future contracts. Let's take a quick peek in on some intraday charts out here. Give me a moment. We'll get those popped up on our screen. Come on. So intraday, we've got the ES Mini up on our screen out here. Intraday, as soon as these charts here populate. So a number of intraday topping patterns out there, whether it's the 5-hour chart, it's Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, the same for the 4-hour chart, the same for the 60-minute time frame chart. The 60-minute time frame chart formed a TD9 count top. It did that earlier this morning at 7 o'clock. Now prices pulled back and it found support where it should have found support at 6,300, 6,301 to be exact. That is its 60-minute TD9 count breakout level. I would say for the ES Mini, that's the most important number to be watching for the remainder of the day. If price were to close below 6,301, again. That tells us that we should see lower price out there. 62.94 would be the logical spot. What should unfold now is price should rally up towards the 63.24 level. That's the ES mini. Let's put the NQ up on our screens as well. See if we've got the same type of signal readings for the 60-minute time frame chart, or maybe it's a different time period that's going to give us a valid piece of information out there. So these will populate here momentarily. Now remember, on a daily time frame, the NQ price is trading above a profile, a resistance out there. It does run into its oscillator and change line. I do see a 5-hour intraday Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, the same on the 4-hour chart out there. And we had the TD9 count top earlier this morning. We have a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top now for the 60-minute time frame chart. Interestingly enough, and I don't know, it's only 11:21. We did finish the 11 o'clock bar below profile support. And that number's at 130.65, but we're back above it right now. So if we close back below that at 12 noon, then that's going to suggest that what the NQ wants to do is pull back to test its breakout level, 22,996. But in order to do that, if you look at the top row of charts out there, what we will also see, even with topping patterns out here, is prices pulled back and tested each of their respective green oscillator and change lines. Those are the levels that price must close below in order for the NQ to really signal to you and I that price wants to move to lower ground out there. And those are all at about 23,090. Let's just call it 23,090. What's the low so far on that last bar? Let's see, that was at 23,096. Yeah, so 23,090. Right around that area is your key level of support when it comes to the NQs out there. Okay, enough about that. That's typically what folks are trading, is either the ES. No, I did not do DDOG yet, Zip, but I will be going over that. It's not first up. First up is going to be from Brent in Martinez, California. And Brent wants to take a look at terminal CAG. CAG is printing out at 1929. Brent's just exploring this. Now, Brent, 2 days ago, there was a bullish hammer candle that formed. It was on the trading session of July the 11th. And what that bullish hammer candle confirmed was a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Now, price is below its red oscillator and change line and below profile support. So it's got its work cut out to prove to us that that is a bottom. What's that work require? At a minimum, it requires a close above the oscillator and change line. Currently printed in 1963. The weekly time frame looks like a couple different A to B equals CD patterns to the downside out there. Let me see, what's that high? 28.69, and this high is 28.52. So you got really two different A to B equals CD patterns. I can see that they, at least the small one, has completed. You know, there's your A to B there, so that's certainly a completion. And even the larger one has likely completed as well. So what you'd be looking for here, so here's the larger one. Let me just move that over to the next highest high. That takes place after that. Yep. So that has not completed. That's got a bit lower to go, maybe 1830-ish, somewhere right around there. That was just a ballpark. So on a weekly time frame, there was a TD9 count bottom that completed the week of June 20th. It was negated immediately. We can see that price continues to find resistance at its oscillator and change line. So I know you're being patient here. It's just that the monthly chart is in bar number 9 of a TD9 count pattern. And that suggests a bottom should form this month or next month out there. So the weekly is the one that is the fly in the financial ointment. However, that fly says, Stevie, not so fast. Brent, not so fast. Why? Because you're in wave number 7, letter G to the downside. That's what we got to last week. If we don't make a lower low, you would have a wave number 7 bottom on the weekly chart. You would have a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom on the daily chart, and the monthly is going to go ahead and complete bar number 9, as I said, at the end of the month. Of course, that bottom could still take place next month out there. The real key here on CAG is going to be able to overtake both the daily and the weekly, and then when we get up there, the monthly oscillator and change line levels out there. So, Brent, that's the additional information that I can provide you for CAG. Always good to hear from you. Thanks so much, and we'll look forward to your next request out there. No Spin inside the Tiger's Den is interested in taking a look at the UUP. That would be long the U.S. dollar index. Now, we looked at the Great British Pound, and we looked at the we looked at the yen out there because there are TD9 count patterns that are confirming today, completing tomorrow, or maybe one was actually completing today. And that is suggesting we should see a turn inside of the U.S. dollar. Now, what we didn't see, or we didn't take a look at, and I'm going to go back there right now, is the euro, because the euro represents the majority, 53% of the weighting inside the U.S. dollar index. So we know that both the pound and the yen are giving us a signal that the U.S. dollar should weaken out here. Well, what's going on with regard to the euro? Well, when we take a look at the euro, we have now entered bar number 8 today. That says that the euro should form a TD9 count bottom between today and Thursday. If that forms a bottom, that takes hold, and that bottom is not in right now. The reason I say that is a 30-minute time frame chart negated its TD9 count bottom. So it does look like over the course of the next couple of days, we're getting ready for the dollar to turn. At least the currencies that make up the bulk of that currency pair. So now we can go back. So I just want to make sure that we're understanding the underlying instruments, some of them, at least the ones that give us about an 80% weighting. And now we can take a look at UUP, which is in bar number 7. We'll finish taking a look at this chart when we get back from the break.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. So we were looking at the UUP. We were looking at the U.S. dollar index, in essence, by looking at the euro, the yen, and the pound out here. Each of those three primary currencies, which represent 83% of the U.S. dollar index, are giving us a signal that we should see a turn here in the next couple of days. That would mean that the U.S. dollar index should get weaker. So with regard to the UUP, you really got to make that trade based upon what's going on in those three other currencies out there, at least. A price target to the downside for UUP, it's only in bar number 7 today. I'm not saying that it starts today, maybe over the course of the next couple days, but its price target to the downside is likely going to be about the 27 level out there. That's its oscillator and change line. The weekly time frame, which has a nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom, formed a nice bullish reversal hammer candle 3 weeks ago, is trading into its sell zone, 27.36 to 27.54. So that goes along with the idea of at least a short-term trade. When I say a short-term turn or trade, I'm talking about 2 to 4 days. Most likely, the monthly time frame for UUP made its way back and found support at the bottom of its bullish structured monthly profile. 2678 is the number. We actually got down to a low of 2681. Out there, 3 pennies away. You got to love these profiles, folks. So that's what's going on with regard to UUP, no spin. So if you're looking to take a long position, I'd be looking more towards the end of the week, early part of next week. Fletch wants to take a look at ETHA. ETHA is going to go ahead and confirm a TD9 count topping pattern today, Fletch. What then should take place is price should pull back towards its oscillator and change line. Currently on the daily time frame, that's printed at 21.32. I do not have a weekly topping signal. In fact, probably just the opposite. Price last week took out a swing point from June 13th that had volume of 105 million shares. It was taken out with 165 million shares. So you have a weekly confirmed A to B equals CD pattern to the upside, and that would take us up towards. Give me a second here. Let me copy and paste. Got the copy, got the paste. Now we got to do the A. That's the assemble. That's going to take us up above our TD9 count breakdown level, which is at 2607. Likely what this is going to do is head up towards that 2733 level. So what does this mean? We've got a weekly confirmed bullish signal, and we've got a daily bearish signal. Well, first, the TD9 count top does not complete until tomorrow. So whatever the high is, you'd watch that high. Price closes above that, negates that signal, says we're moving higher, and then that just matches what we've got in the weekly. However, if that's not what unfolds, what would unfold is a retracement of probably 2 to 4 days, with that price target being 21.31 before price resumes its move higher out there. So that's what we see there, Fletch. Hope that helps you out. Zip wanted to take a look at Datadog. DDOG is the ticker symbol out here. Datadog is doing what? So first, let's start with the monthly time frame chart. Monthly time frame chart, I will be up potentially for 4 months in a row. Let's actually open up the monthly time frame chart. How often does this move for 4 months in a row to the upside? Well, we did that back in February 2024 before price started moving lower out there. We got to 5, 6, 7, 8 months in a row when I made that big top back in November of 2021. We have another 4 month in a row move back in July of 2020. That just moves kind of sideways to lower for a few months out there. So I would say from a monthly standpoint, because of 4 month consecutive move to the upside, higher closes, combined with running a resistance at the top of its profile, it's getting ready for some type of retracement. Now, that's what the monthly chart says. The weekly time frame chart negated a TD9 count topping pattern. It did it in one solid week out there. So that would suggest that maybe the top is not just in just yet for the month. It's only the 15th out there. And we are trading above its green oscillator and change line and above profile resistance. And we negated a TD9 count top. So I don't think the top is in there. I don't even see a topping pattern that would be likely to form. Now, there is one other thing Stevie should look at. Did we test and reject a swing point with lighter volume? The swing point would be December 6th out there. That had 28 million shares. And last week we tested and rejected it with 127 million shares. Okay, that gave us the answer we were looking for. What should take place and unfold is price on a weekly base should at least rally towards the bottom of that December swing point. That's at 151.19. So now by taking a look at the starting from the right to left and starting with the monthly time frame chart, then going to the weekly, it's really helped us. Now, I think in order to understand what Datadog is communicating to us. Now, the daily time frame, I see a wave number 7, a top-ended form. Price pulled back, but we're still trading above the top of its profile out there, 133.50. What would get really bullish on the daily time frame out here, Zip, is a move to above 143.23. That's its daily oscillator unchanged line out there. So I hope that helps you out with regard to Datadog, and thanks for your request. Dan writes in and would like to take a look at ticker symbol ASPN. Not ESPN, but ASPN. And ASPN out here is pulled back yesterday. It's trading with inside its bullish structured daily profile. That formed yesterday. You have a buy zone between 604 and 632, Dan. You've got resistance, the sell point at 718, or where the sellers are located, is really what I should say. Now, is there a top out here? Not that I see. We did get to, whoops, let me see here. I see an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside, but I do not see any kind of bearish reversal candle. So what price did yesterday was it tested and rejected that green oscillator and change line. May do that again. That's currently printed at 658. As long as price remains above that, then you're in decent shape out there. You're in good shape on the daily time frame. If price closes below it, price has lost momentum, and that would suggest that price may be targeting 604 to 632. On a weekly time frame, ASPN. Not much here, Dan. Just trading with inside profile. That's between the range of 613 at support and resistance 813. 713 is the center of the profile, so both buyers and sellers believe there's fair value there. ASPN formed a heck of a nice TD9 count top up there at the $65 level, and now it's got a TD9 count bottom pattern. And price is trading with inside a new profile formed in the month of June. And that profile has support specifically at 564, resistance at 860, or resistance zone between 712 and 860 out there. So bottom on the monthly. Pull the daily back here. There was definitely a bottom on the daily time frame. The weekly time frame, not so much out there. So how do you summarize ASPN? It's really about I'd say it's about the daily chart right now. And yesterday's price action was actually pretty decent. Now, this could be the third day in a row to the downside. And I'd say if we do close below yesterday's low, that's probably it to the downside. That's ASPN. Dan, hope that helps you out. As always, thank you for your requests. Lee writes in, and Lee's looking at ticker symbol LAC, and Lee's looking for an entry point. So what say you, folks? If we take a look at LAC, what do we see out here? Gosh, I don't see a whole lot at those lows. Was there a weekly bottom pattern? We get back to this break. I'll finish taking a look at the charts here for LAC for Lee, see if we can find an entry. Then we'll take a USAR for Lee as well, OSCR for Nitram, Berkshire Hathaway for Vic, WFC for Mohammed, as well as GILD. Gilead. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. So, Lee, when we take a look at ticker symbol LAC, and you're looking for an entry point, we can see that there's an A to B equals CD pattern on a daily time frame that may confirm today, meaning a sell the D point top. You just need a bearish engulfing candle. All we really need to do is close below 285. If you close below 285 right now, if you close at 285 or below, you're going to get a bearish engulfing candle. That would then suggest a retracement back towards 273, 268, maybe even 263 out there, but 273 being the first number. And I'd be looking at a 2 to 4 day pullback. That, in essence, would be your entry point with regard to LAC. You're looking for a potential sell level on a instrument USAR. Now, USAR, you got into it a couple days ago. This had a heck of a nice run. It's traded on a daily basis into its TD9 count top. That was the candle session from June the 12th. Volume there, 6.5 million shares. So far today, you're pushing into with 8.7 million shares. So we've tested and we rejected the high. The high, if I didn't give that to you, is at 1503. We've tested and rejected it. Because we're inside the swing point with volume, it's at least going to get up there and test it again. It may close above it. Lee, if price closes above it, you're going to get an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Right now, knowing you're pushing into it with volume, I'd stay with the trade out there. You had a reason to get into it. It was more of a long-term thing. I know but I mean, if you want to, you can always go to free shares, a number of different things that you could do. But what I can share with you, it's pushing the daily swing point with volume. Monthly time frame, the swing point would be from April 18th. That's got 37 million shares out there. It's only Tuesday. We're at 13 million shares. Now, I can't do the math that quickly in my mind to figure out whether we're going to have volume or not out there. But it's a daily that's really giving you the piece of information that you're looking for. So I hope that helps you out, Lee. Nitram wants to take the Oscar again. OSCR is the ticker symbol. Let's pull those charts up here. OSCR right now is trading out at $15.17. I don't see a daily bottoming pattern. We're trading below profile support. I just see what looks like it amounts to a 2-day counter trend rally out there, with price then perhaps moving lower. The reason why I have to say perhaps right now is because my eyes saw the new profile on the weekly time frame. That weekly profile formed last week, and that's at 1449. So if we start trading below 1449, then we definitely head lower. I don't have any kind of a daily bottom or not, but support is support. Resistance is also resistance. And right now for Oscar, that's going to be 1546, the bottom of its new daily profile. Now, if we remain below the daily profile for 2 consecutive sessions, because it is a bullish structured profile, a counter trend move would come to an end between 1546 and 1613. That tells you if you see a close above 1613, something else is going on. So that's what we see night when we take a look at Oscar. Hope that helps you out. Vic writes in, and he's interested in taking a look at Berkshire Hathaway, specifically Berkshire Hathaway, the B shares. So you were asking, what is the B? The B is a class type of a share out there. A is what you typically will see out there, and A's got your full voting rights. B, and oftentimes has restricted voting rights. So instead of buying the full Berkshire Hathaway share, no idea what that's going for now, 472,000, something like that, perhaps. This allows you to play Berkshire Hathaway. Your question is also, is it a buy? Well, if you take a look at the weekly time frame chart, Berkshire Hathaway completed a TD9 count bottom pattern last week. So it's an easy buy. It's an easy buy because if price closes below that low, that's 471.40, you would exit the position because that would tell us that price is going to head down towards 441. The daily time frame has a buy the D point pattern out there. So that buy the D point was confirmed. It's been confirmed a couple of different times out here. One was a bullish hammer candle back here on July the 10th. Then you had a bullish engulfing candle the day before. That set up support at the 473.58 level. Then you had a bullish engulfing candle yesterday. That created support then at 471.40 out there. Maybe you're going to go ahead and get a daily TD9 count pattern as well. Do we get? Oh, shoot, you are. So, the low from 2 days ago was 471.40. You got down today to 471.18. So you're going to have a buy the D point on the daily. You're going to have a TD9 count on the daily. You're got the TD9 count on the weekly. You're at the bullish structured buy zone on the monthly time frame chart. So the answer, Vic, is this is a buy right here, right now. You would close it out on a weekly close, below last week's close, or last week's low, I should say, 471.40 out there. Now, the interesting thing here is that we're at or near all-time highs inside the S&P 500, which Berkshire Hathaway tends to track. So why is Berkshire Hathaway making a weekly TD9 count bottom pattern out there? I have a thought process, and I would just say, I won't say it out loud because I would hope it's not true out there, but why is Berkshire Hathaway trading the way that it is? Anybody in the den got an idea on that they want to post out there? In any event, let's get back to the request out there. Let's go on to our next, because cash is trash. No, I don't think so, Nitram. That's not it. I wouldn't vote for that one as being the reason. Let's go take a look at WFC. This is from Mohammed. Mohammed, we take a look at this. Price is pulled back today and is pulled back into a buy zone of its profile. Is it a buy zone? It is. That's between 78.59. I take that back. Yeah, 78.59 to 79.78. So that's your buy zone. I don't know what you're doing with this. I don't have a topping pattern on the daily time frame. Maybe there was an A to B equals CD pattern out there. Be hard pressed to say that there was one that completed. I don't have a topping pattern on the weekly time frame. The monthly could form a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, but it's too early to make that call. So you're at support on the weekly time frame. That's its oscillator and change line. The oscillator and change line printed at 78.89. You're back at the bottom of its daily profile out here. If this level doesn't hold, you're going to get down towards the 72.57 level. That is WFC out there. Volume today to the downside so far 23 million shares. When it made its high, it made it with 11 million shares. So you're pushing lower with volume, but you're in again, you're moving against some key support levels. No idea whether they will hold or not, but at least you know what it is doing, what WFC is doing. How about Gilead, GILD? What is it doing out here? We take a Gilead, you've got a consolidation with inside its daily profile. That's between the points of 108.04 at support, 111.95 as resistance. The weekly time frame, you're trading about profile reaches at 108.34, but below its oscillator and change line and below its breakout level at 114.75 out there. So I'd be watching 108.34 to the downside. If we close below that, we get to 108.04 for sure, the bottom of its daily profile. And if you get below that, you're looking at 104.06. The monthly time frame has got the TD9 count top. That completed about 4 or 5 months ago. Price did, though, pull back and test and reject its oscillator and change line. So the work to the downside for the monthly time frame could or should be done out there. It's not the monthly that is really controlling things here. As far as the read on the daily and the weekly, I'd be watching 108.04 with regard to Gilead. So, Mohammed, I hope that helps you out. And as always, thanks so much for your request. Yes, I think, Dan, it's because of Uncle Warren. Maybe his health, huh? Maybe is that why Berkshire Hathaway is selling off the way that it is? Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. NVIDIA having a nice day here, gapping to the upside. Now, it has formed bar number 9 on a daily time frame of a TD9 count. That says that NVIDIA should top between today and tomorrow. Now, the interesting thing here, and you want to watch, I don't think that's going to happen. Anything can happen out there. But if you did gap to the downside tomorrow, you'd have an island top reversal pattern out there. Now, I don't think it's going to happen because the weekly is saying I want a higher price, negated a TD9 count top immediately. The monthly time frame does not have any kind of a topping signal. So just the daily looks like it might just be some type of short-term pullback. Nicholas, I reviewed you wanted me to take a look at the NQ out there and the ES, I believe. I did the Russell 2000. I did the NQ earlier. What you're watching here is the 60-minute time frame chart inside the NQ, which has that nice Rhodes momentum indicator. Top needs a close above 23, 222.75 to get back to its bullish means out there. You wanted the Russell 2000 as well. Let me put the Russell 2000 up on my screen. We haven't looked at that. See what it is doing and spend the next minute as we close out the show looking at its signals out there. Now, the daily time frame for the Russell, you are back below profile support. And so that says maybe we get back to yesterday's lows out there. So now let's look at the other time frame charts. So the other time frame charts, the 5-hour has support at, so the key level of support here is going to be 22.37.30. If we close below 22.37.30, we'll head to 22.25.50. That's a 2-hour TD9 count breakout level of support out there. And the only potential bottom signal out here, actually, you had a 10-minute TD9 count that's being negated as we speak right now, but you are going to form another one. That's the 15-minute, and that's going to be in 4 minutes out there. You'll have a 15-minute TD9 count bottom. That's what suggests just simply a rally up towards 22.46 out there. The Russell 2000, you're back in that key support, as I said, on the 5-hour time frame chart. So watch that. As always, thanks so much for all the requests out there, folks. Just makes the show go so much smoother for Stevie. I almost don't have to think. That's a beautiful thing. Stay tuned for all the great programming. Have a terrific Tuesday. I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow on wonderful Wednesday. Take care and have a great day, folks.